Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh!
Jesus Christ.
You want me? Come on. Come and get me. Come and get me. Right here. Right here. Come and get me.
Oh.
Ah! Physics. I just love it. The mindless dregs. What do I call these guys? The dregs. Come on, dregs. Let's move. Hey, y'all. Renegades here, and... well, I don't have a hat, so I'll just take off my headphones. It is time for us to mourn the loss of something that started off as a cool idea, but very slowly devolved into something pretty moronic that I think all of us, now that it's gone, we won't really miss. I'm of course talking about the revival of G4. Now, I'm sad that people whom I really liked, such as Gerard, the completionist, and you know, just him being able to review video games on there and do his thing, because the more Gerard, the better. But the fact that we lost that, and also the fact that Scott the Woz was officially on TV. Our homie was on TV, bro.
Hey. He still did the Cartoon Network shit.
He did.
He, along with all the other talents that you were talking about, did not need G4.
No.
G4 needed them. And they poorly utilized their best talent. They put a fucking troll centerpiece.
Yes.
And pretended it would be no different than just fucking, you know, if I wore Macho Man Randy Savage's gear and masqueraded around as if I were him. That shit didn't come any close to being what G4 was. And guess what? Does anybody really want me to fucking take their cell phones and throw them into the fucking river and just be like, here you go, here's a transistor radio? No.
No.
We don't need G4 anymore. There was no YouTube when G4 was the shit. If we wanted to see gameplay footage, we had to watch it on TV.
Yes.
Now you can look up any specific video game you want and thousands of people that will give their opinions on it.
Yes.
Therefore, G4 TV in its original form is just outdated.
It is. And
it was better then.
I was really hoping though that it would give birth to newer talents, I guess, in the sphere of internet, of just like internet like gaming critics. But instead all it was, you know, shitty hot take upon shitty hot take, and basically instead of embracing gamers and embracing, you know, your audience and everything, instead it's like we got to make them feel bad and make them feel useless. I'm not talking like, you know, Scott and Gerard never did that, but the people in charge and the people who were at the forefront of...
Yeah, up, down, down, great stuff.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah. Austin Creed is still very ultra creative and just a very, like, much about the games.
And you can't blame it all on Frost. Of course,
no.
That was the worst.
That was the catalyst that started the whole downfall.
I could tell from the inception of this situation, like even the man that was steering the Titanic could see that there was something about this that was just off. The people pulling the strings didn't seem to have a real idea of what they were even fucking doing. Like, yes, G4, everybody has a great feeling about it. You know, you think about it and it's fucking nice and nostalgic and wonderful.
It's a nostalgic hit, yeah.
Past that, they were just like, we have the name.
It was a kabuki theater act for the most part.
They just slapped a mask on and tried to do their own thing.
Yeah, instead of trying to innovate and do something new or something that people would really enjoy, instead they resorted to the same old bullshit that wound up getting it shut down in the first place.
And who knew Adam Sessler would be such a bigoted fucking boomer?
Also, yeah, the fact that even mentioning it, the fact that we're from the area that apparently he hates the most, you know, he
How can you be fucking woke and then generalize people and hate a subsect of humanity that you don't even fucking know?
Yeah, guarantee you he's never...
That's the most unwoke thing ever.
Yeah, and I used to respect the hell out of Adam Sessler in terms of his work, or in terms of his rate of production when it came to doing video game reviews, and it came to, you know, just being creative with reviews. And now my entire perception of him is skewed, and I gotta be honest, I think I've lost all respect for him.
I think that he has good opinions when he's reading a script. Otherwise, he's a fucking hack and a troll.
Yeah, and the fact that he just generalizes in a massive group of people because in his
while
mind,
pretending to
they
be
shouldn't
woke.
exist. Yeah,
He was even like, "Oh, I'm so fucking woke. Let me just be fucking bigoted." Like,
yeah,
you can't be. How are you woke when you're a fucking bigot?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Are you just woke to your bigotry? Is that just the trait of someone your age? You have to be bigoted one way or another?
You can't see
Look, there's me
every
generalizing. It's not fun, is it?
No, it's not. And honestly, that's why I've always done the perspective of just like I look at everyone as an individual, and I don't try to overgeneralize, and I don't play the populist game. I don't group together and be like, oh, because all these people are from this area, all people immediately think this way. It's like, dude, we're in a predominantly like ultra conservative red area. Now, would it
He
be
just
fair
wanted to
say
be
that-
relevant.
He did. And let me ask
He
you
just
this.
wanted to be relevant.
Would you consider Nikki one of those people who was like ultra conservative and this?
Hell no.
Exactly.
She's way left leaning.
Exactly. And the fact that, like, and I know there's people out there who would say, well, the 1 in a million. It's like, yeah, 1 in a million. It's
That's
almost
bullshit.
Like every individual out there has their own personal thoughts and beliefs, and you should actually hear them out instead of playing the populist game and just being like, oh, everyone from this area thinks this.
Why
Therefore,
don't
they can
you
all
just
get fucked.
Why don't you just look at the last presidential election and look how many of those places were blue that he was talking about?
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
Yes.
The coal seam went blue, and it shocked everybody.
Yes.
There were people that were like, that's proof that this is bullshit, because it was shocking.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Yes.
You don't know how many people died from the fucking epidemic in this area. Like,
oh yeah, it's
you know, there were people
horrifying.
that lost their faith in their political party over all this shit. So he was wrong. That's the thing that shocked me about it. It would be different if he would have said that and there was like evidence that that's the case. But the electoral votes for local politicians, everything up to the federal level was pretty much blue.
Yeah, it changed. It changed big time, and honestly, it's idiocy. It's pure idiocy of the fact that he's just like he has to play blind man. It's like everybody trashes this area because apparently everyone sees us as a punching bag. We're all nothing but a bunch of drug addicted cousin fucking.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they see us.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's how they see us. And you know what? By all means, look at us that way.
Yeah.
I will be more than happy to disappoint you in every single way imaginable.
Yeah. Mr. Beast is from this area.
Oh
so.
yeah, Mr. Beast is from like Cary, North Carolina, which is
just a couple
few
hours
from
away.
here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the first YouTube billionaire ever is from fucking North Carolina.
Yeah.
Not New York, not California, not Seattle, Washington, not Houston, Texas, not anywhere else. Middle of the fucking Appalachian Mountains. How you doing? Shit. Anyway,
we love you, Scott.
Oh no, we love. Oh, Scott's from Ohio. That's the thing about it. Ohioans and like Appalachians get a bad rap all around.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say that Ohio is basically like a rural bar fight of a state, but yet you look at all these awesome creators that come from Ohio, and it's like, huh. Place ain't so bad.
Yeah, it's rubbing shoulders with Kentucky, so that says something.
Yeah, well, we make the coal, they made the steel. That's how we operated.
Mm-hmm.
We coexisted and we built this country together. So yeah. Anyway.
No thanks for LeBron James.
Yeah, the man who left Cleveland twice.
Hey y'all,
One
Scott
ring.
here. Are
Congratulations.
your games too balanced? Do you suffer from not being a dirtbag enough? Want to commit video game adultery? Well, might I recommend cheat codes? Before I use cheat codes, I look like this. And look at me now. Cheat codes, what separated the men from the...
Damn, I forgot about those cheat manuals.
I remember those. That had so many in there from all the different games and
I want
shit.
some of those now.
Dude, speaking of G4, I remember the old show that was on there called Cheat, and he would detail a cheat code, like cheat codes from every single game, and he'd tell you which ones, and he'd be like, "Now get a pen and paper and write it down if you want to." And it's like, damn, that's awesome.
I used to have the GTA 3 codes memorized.
Oh, you know which ones I had? I had the WCW Nitro ones, where you could get all the characters, including Santa Claus and Rex, aka the T-Rex, that had the moveset of Kevin Nash.
Okay.
And Santa Claus had the moveset of Diamond Dallas Page.
So you could do the diamond cutter with
As Santa Claus.
Oh my god.
It was the best shit ever.
I'm totally going to try that when I get home.
Yeah. Except he was called Santa Claus, like Claus.
Oh.
C-L-A-W-S.
So he was one of the White Claw outlaws?
That's what y'all need to make that part of your gimmick.
The Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Yeah, there you go. Like, God, so good. Anyway.
Scumbags! They were a way of life for a while. After playing a game for a bit, what better way to get more out of it than to enter in some sweet, sweet button inputs on a random menu to see some crazy stuff. A cheat code can be anything that's
Big
generally
head mode,
a secret command you
flying
enter
car,
in a game to change something up, and it seemed that almost every game had them for a while. Cheat codes were on the rise, and were at their peak in the 5th and 6th generation of consoles, until absolutely plummeting into obscurity during the 7th. I assume cheat codes aren't as much of a thing these days due to video games being taken more seriously with stuff like online leaderboards and esports. Cheating is just more frowned upon now. Like, you cheat in Mario Tennis 64, you're the playground's messiah. You cheat in Mario Tennis Aces, the neighbors get alerted when you move in near them. Personally, though, I didn't really use cheat codes to specifically cheat at games. I used them to just have fun.
Yeah,
Rarely did I ever use them to get past a tough level or something. I was always into the weird and wacky cheat codes, stuff that changed physics, altered your appearance, or gave you a bunch of upgrades just to mess around for an afternoon.
Cheated and you still died.
Potentially the first cheat code ever was in Manic Miner on the ZX Spectrum in 1983. Typing 6031769 while playing allowed you to go to any cavern in the game. But let's be real here. This doesn't hold a candle to this. The Konami...
Up, down, down, left, right, BA start. Yeah. The Konami code is infamous as the gold standard of cheat codes.
Konami code, the most well-known cheat code in existence. You rattle off an up, down, left, right, BA start in a handful of Konami games, and you come face-to-face with a variety of different outcomes. Of course, the most famous thing the Konami code did was give the player 30 lives in Contra, but it also did the same thing in Life Force, gave you most of the power-ups in Gradius, and unlocked all the songs in Beat Mania for the Game Boy Color. Yeah! The NES era of cheat codes primarily consisted of giving you more lives or continues. For example, Super Mario Bros. Had a secret continue code. When you lose all your lives, you hold A, B, and push start to at least continue at the beginning of the world you died in. However, some codes definitely stood out more than others. Sometimes they could be nothing more than hold A, bird fans, and other times they could be really cool secrets. Easy example would be the Justin Bailey code in Metroid. Entering that in the password screen allowed you to play as Samus without her power suit and sporting green hair. A game with a password screen was almost guaranteed to have cheats. It's just the perfect opportunity to throw some in there. With that said, passwords were ways to allow you to resume your progress in games without save functions. So technically, just entering a password for a level you haven't gotten to yet can be considered a cheat code. Want to skip everything in Mega Man 2? Well, here you go! Throwing it out there, I was playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom on my Game Boy Advance on the school bus, as everybody born in 1997 did. I entered a bunch of random junk on the password screen, and bam, I unknowingly entered the code for the final boss, and I will be perfectly honest, that was probably my proudest gaming moment. After the NES era...
Yeah, there was an ultimate cheat code. Well, it's not really a cheat code. It's actually an oversight on behalf of Xbox Live. Back in the day, if you typed in all spaces on the password of someone's account, it would just log you in. Some kid figured it out, and then eventually Microsoft saw the video on YouTube, and they were like, oh, fuck. And then they went and they patched it. and then tried it again. It didn't work. But dude, I remember seeing videos like that of just like of Xbox Live cheats and all that.
People just getting hijacked.
Lag switches. Dude, have you ever heard about lag switches?
No.
It's literally an Ethernet cable hooked up to a light switch. And if you get host, basically you aim at somebody, and then you run around right up to them, and then you shoot them while the lag is coming back, and when they come back, boom, they're dead.
So fucked up.
I have seen people do that, and I gotta be honest, I wanted to punt their jaw off. I wanted to punt their jaw into the atmosphere.
So hammered.
Because, dude, like, I'm all for like competitive gaming and trying your best to be the best at it. Like I have this specific controller that I like because because the L stick feels just right, or the left stick feels just right, or I like this one because the trigger has a heft to it that really gives me the feel. But literally cheating your ass off, bro.
No, only in wrestling.
Fair.
Only in wrestling.
Yeah, well. Cheat to win, dude. Hey, Eddie Guerrero. I lie, I cheat, I steal. There you go.
Cheat codes started to get really
DK
far.
mode, hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
The famous one was definitely the
paintball
blood
mode.
code in Mortal Kombat on the
On
Sega
Sega.
Genesis. The SNES version was a wimp. It was censored and sweaty. The Genesis version was the real deal, and even though it technically looked worse, everybody flocked to it for one lone reason. Entering this code enabled the blood, and that's what Mortal Kombat is all about. Sonic the Hedgehog's had a great history with cheats, specifically the level select codes, allowing you to access any level you want right from the get-go on the title screen.
The death egg.
But what's really special is the debug mode. This is hell. GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64 was famous for being a pioneer in two mediums, first-person console shooters and big head mode cheat codes. Come on, you can't beat this. This is wonderful. It was in a fair amount of games, including NBA Jam as well. The Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series had loads of codes, even offering a menu specifically for cheat codes. Man, nothing can ever live up to Moon Gravity. Look at this.
Yeah,
This day and
Moon
age
Gravity
with
and the jetpack in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Just infinitely fly up in the air and just like do all the tricks.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I went up in the air and I did the 900 like 10 times and I landed. I was just like,
my God.
it's like this man is insane.
cheat codes have all but vanished. One company has been doing God's work and cramming them in almost every game they can. Rockstar continues to pop cheats in their games, most famously with the Grand Theft Auto series. Cheat codes allow me to play GTA in the only way I could ever imagine playing GTA, with no shit giving intact. The one I remember using cheat codes on the most was San Andreas. Now, I mainly played this one on a computer, and not just any computer, a Mac, which means... But the fun thing about that version of San Andreas was that the codes had to be typed into the keyboard, meaning a lot of them were pretty easy to remember because they were just phrases. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang made the cars fly, while you could also have some super hops and have gluttony reign supreme. But one of my favorite cheats to enable in Grand Theft Auto would always be entering a code for an insane arsenal of weapons, nabbing at every wanted level, and just seeing how long I could survive. This is what Grand Theft Auto always ends up being whenever I play. Now I mainly remember nabbing cheat codes from magazines, specifically the Tips and Tricks code books. I never subscribed to these, but I would pick them up sometimes at the drugstore. This one always made me feel really anxious, like Bowser and ass together.
How to kick ass.
Cover this portion just in case I would get diagnosed with adult supervision. Tips and Tricks code book for Sonic's 15th anniversary. This was the one I thumbed through the most as a kid. It has a huge section on all previous Sonic games up until that point, and has just about any and all games you could possibly want codes for covered as well. The cheat code paperback book market was at the top of its game back then. I mean, come on, name a better way to find out that you can change the bowling ball color in Wii Sports. The origins of cheat code books can be traced back to Nintendo Power, which had its own various tips and cheats you could read up on, which later brought life to strategy guides and books dedicated to cheats for all you top players out there. Anybody else find it weird that cheat code reading material was almost always marketed for supreme video game players when cheats are used to make games, you know, easier? But sometimes cheat codes created by the game developers just aren't enough, and you want to delve into the immoral side of
I know.
Game Shark.
cheat devices.
I had one of those.
I've got a couple of them, but they're fucking notorious for fucking your game up.
Yes. Oh,
Especially for Game Boy.
dude, I borked one of my save files on PlayStation 2. It was for a game you played as a mech for like the LAPD. I forget what it was called. and I was like at like level 5. I was doing good, and I was like, you know what? I want to get through this, and I basically turned on immortality on the mech. Didn't work, and I'm like, well, I guess Game Shark doesn't work on this game. Tried to play it, save file was fucked. I'm like,
corrupted your save data. You motherfuckers.
And I was like so angry. I was so angry over that.
Various products have been released over the years that alter game code to let you do all kinds of things.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. It's like,
Various
I must go. My people need me.
over the years that alter game code to let you do all kinds of things God forbid Nintendo see. Infinite lives, crazy physics, anything's game here. There are loads of cheat devices that have appeared over the course of time, like Game Shark and Codebreaker, but these are the two I have.
Game
the original
Genie.
Game Genie on NES and an action
Action
replay
replay.
for the GameCube. Game Genie is definitely one of the most well-known cheat devices, and one of the first of its kind as well. Being an unlicensed accessory for the NES that let you make Mario jump higher than Nintendo wanted him to, Nintendo f***ing hated it. Nintendo sued Galoob, the makers of the game Genie, citing copyright infringement. This was still the early 90s, so everybody ranging from the US government to the people who actually made video games still were having a hard time figuring out how copyright works with the medium. Since the Game Genie modified game code to do some wild stuff, Nintendo made the argument that their code is copyrighted and couldn't be tampered with. But the thing was, Galoob wasn't modifying Clu Clu Land and selling their own version of it.
That's the difference. Yeah, if they were modifying it and selling their own version, yeah, that'd be fucked.
Yeah.
But where instead you're buying a device and that device is modifying the copy that you already have.
The Game Genie was something the consumer bought after already purchasing an NES game. It's like if you took a book and changed all the periods to commas. I mean, yeah, you're a fucking lunatic, but it's your book. Do whatever you want.
my
Nintendo
God.
tried their hardest, but in the end, they lost the case, and the Game Genie lived on. There was a version for the Super Nintendo and Game Boy, and the Genesis and Game Gear versions were licensed by Sega themselves, a bit of a jab at Nintendo since they despise the Game Genie. After actually playing with this thing, it can be a bit finicky, but it's an absolute blast. Look at this, I'm cheating! The Game Genie came with a code book that covered a handful of popular NES games and codes to pop into them.
You can just see Scott. Look, I'm cheating.
Jesus.
Just him holding up his controller, just like. This is like not even doing anything.
You just insert the game into the Game Genie and then insert the Game Genie into the console. Easy stuff. You then have to enter some codes. You can enter multiple codes or just one. Many of them are totally lame, like infinite lives. Whatever, who cares? You can start Super Mario Bros. 3 with the frog suit. I've had nightmares about this before. It's great to finally face my fears. However, the device is useful if you want games to be a bit easier.
I'd say the Hammer
potentially,
Bros.
like
suit
this
or the
Zelda code
Tanuki
makes
suit
you
would probably be the
invincible,
ones that
and
I
this
would.
River City Ransom one boosts all your stats from the get-go. But I'm a simple man. Give me a code that makes my jump weird and I'm all on board. This is amazing. The Action Replay is a similar line of cheat devices that actually
that's
got
an
its
old
start
one.
all the way back
Yeah.
on the Commodore 64. However, unlike the Game Genie, Action Replay just kept on coming out for seemingly every platform for a while.
Jesus.
Game Genie was a lot more wholesome. You just look through the codebook and have fun. Action Replay is way more hacky feeling. The versions for different systems vary. However, many can allow you to not only mess with game code and cheat, but play import games, some homebrew stuff, and use save states. This is a version I have for the GameCube, and yeah, it does have codes for Cars the Video Game. I was wondering when you'd ask. For some reason, they put the disc in the same packaging you'd see for batteries, but whatever. We pop the disc in, and bam, I'm overwhelmed. In some respects, Action Replay is more user-friendly than the Game Genie due to having all the codes built in. You just select what cheats you want, push start, swap out the Action Replay disc for the game you want, and there we go. If you guys needed proof I was good at Sonic Heroes, here, max rings and points 1 second into playing. Here we
my
go,
God.
Super Mario Sunshine with cheats! Here we go, Super Mario Sunshine with cheats! This is terrifying. I'm crazy fast, I can jump and do this. Double dash, we have infinite stars, this is boring. Pac-Man World 2.
No.
Yo. That is so cursed.
That is horrifying. Oh.
Moving on. Action Replay is one of the few ways to obtain the rarer NES games in Animal Crossing and totally allows me to grab all trophies in Melee with ease. Gotta be honest, I never...
Cheater.
You said it.
I say that with full like haughty derision of like someone who went through the ringer trying to get all the trophies in Melee and succeeding. I got all of them. Every single one of them motherfuckers.
You're proud of that, aren't you?
Oh, very. Very. Dude, when I 100%ed Melee, I felt a sense of completion in my life. I was just like, this is something I'm going to talk about years from now, sitting in my basement talking to my best friend. It's like, yeah, this is something I'm going to relive.
Everybody
over and over again.
Stand up and put your hands together.
Yeah. Clap your hands, clap your cheeks.
Whatever. Get to clapping.
Just, get to... Yeah. The champ is here! The champ is here! Okay.
I never owned any cheat devices as a kid. I played Donkey Konga how Nintendo wanted me to, damn it! But these are pretty fun. I know a lot of other people use cheat devices on their DS for stuff like Pokemon, but me, I personally stuck to cheat codes baked into the game. There was just something magical about successfully inputting a code and experiencing the game in a way you've never seen before. They're just straight up fun, and it really bums me out that they're rarely seen in games anymore. I guess companies just thought, oh yeah, we can charge for cheats, and just threw stuff like alternate costumes on online stores. And in terms of cheats that give you infinite lives or whatever, I think developers just find it much more useful to make an accessible easy mode, which I actually kind of agree with. However, I still love cheats, and no matter what, their legacy will always live on.
We be
At
cheating.
least we'll always have the memories of cheat codes and the old games to still use them on, which is great. Seriously, how else am I supposed to beat Wheel of Fortune on NES? Can't beat this sucker without the moon gravity cheat.
Jesus.
Brilliant!
Brilliant! Yes, indeed. Well done, Mr. Waz.
Makes me want to go fuck around with all of my cheat devices, because I don't. And I need to, damn it.
Yeah. You
They're
have them
fun.
at your disposal. Go for it.
I actually recently tried to use my action replay to play Pokemon Black. And I need to update it. And I can't update my action replay. I don't know how, but
Huh.
yeah, I was just late one night and I was like, Pokemon Black? I never really play this outside of emulation. Let me try it. And I tried to do it, and my fucking action replay was just like,
It's
every
just
time.
kept dying.
Just blanking the screen out. Every time I launched the game.
Yeah, just... Oh, that sucks. So, yeah, the whole thing with cheat codes, I use cheat codes on certain games because, honestly, it was fun. You felt like a little rebel, just being like, yeah.
GTA, Saints Row. Tenchu Stealth Assassins has a debug mode that allows you to do just fucking crazy shit.
Twisted Metal was another one.
Yes, Twisted Metal.
Franchise where you could have infinite lives.
Unlock all the characters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Including the ones that you weren't supposed to play as.
Yep.
Those are a lot of fun. I remember using. I remember I had a Game Shark for N64.
Oh yeah, those actually look, out of all of the Game Sharks, the N64 Game Shark looks the coolest.
Yeah,
that thing looks fucking awesome.
Because you plug that in and then you plug the game in on top of it, and no need to like disc swap or anything like that. No need to like remove the thing. Instead, it just goes straight through the cartridge and just so good. And just remember playing that, and remember certain games. Jet Force Gemini was one I had to use it on because that final mission to get the final ending, just like guiding all of them back. It's just it was too much even back then. And then of course was the other one I used it on. Oh yeah, the Water Temple. I used it on the Water Temple because I was just sick of it's like equip the boot. It's like no, I'm just gonna.
Both Zelda games were a good use of the Game Shark because they were brutal, man. Back when I was a kid, those games were so fucking hard.
And here's what I would say, Nintendo, where the hell is the re-release of Legend of Zelda actually, you could be Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time that you released on 3DS, but why not re-release it on Switch already? Because print money. Print money. Do you understand?
If you want to strike down emulation so hard, that's a good way to counter it.
Yes. Print money. That's literally how you win. Just give the people what they want. People have been clamoring for those two games on Switch now for how many years?
Too
4
many.
or 5 years now? Make it happen, dude. You fixed the games. You fixed them. Anyway, sorry. It's enough of me, ranting and raving about that. Okay. Anyway, feel good now. Feel better. So yeah, that was Cheat Codes by Scott the Woz, and if you want to see more from Mr. Wozniak, the one and only, feel free to check out his channel. And also, don't forget to check out this guy's channel. You know, they call me Hat Guy. Be a link to it in the title of the video. And, of course, if y'all want to see more from us, hit that subscribe, ring that bell, leave a like, all that stuff. And until next time, Nate.
I'm Chad.
Y'all take care, everybody. Peace.